Listen, maybe there's a lot of static in here and a lot of stuff. I said my lips are burning.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? For Clean and Simple Marketing, I'm Zach Osendorf, and you're watching The Wash. It's a show where it all comes out, and today I'm joined by the Director of Service at City Laundering, Mark Ballo. Mark, how are we doing today?
Doing great, Zach. Good to be here.
Yeah? How are you with hot stuff, hot food? What's the hottest thing you've ever eaten?
Like a raw habanero.
Raw habanero?
Yeah.
How'd that treat you?
Hot.
Did
It was
you sweat?
hot.
Did you
Yeah, I
sweat?
did sweat.
Yeah, just a little bit?
Yes.
All right. So
I'm used to hot, though.
Good. So you're a perfect guest for this show.
Well, thanks.
Good. So with that, let's hop in. You have had a very ambitious career. Tell me,
Says who?
Me.
Okay.
Everybody in the company.
Okay.
Hey, I ask the questions here. All right?
Oh, I thought we were just going to have a conversation.
No, I'm going to ask you a question, then we can have a conversation.
All right, got it.
All right. Were you just as ambitious as a child?
Well, that was a long time ago. Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I had a lot of energy when I was a youngster. Yeah.
Did that, when did you kind of figure out, from a child, working your way up into the workforce, how did you learn that? Where did you learn that? Were you just born with it, or did you have people in your life that gave you that ambition?
When I was little, I was raised that if you wanted something, you have to work for it. I was also taught that my parents would pay half, and I would have to figure out how to pay for the other half. I also learned early in my life, I wasn't a big fan of school.
Yeah.
So I didn't work really hard at school.
Yeah.
But I figured out early in my young life that I knew how to work really hard.
So Mark, who is someone that has inspired you personally and professionally? It couldn't be the same person. It can be two different people.
Personally, I'd have to say, I think that'd be my wife inspires me a great deal.
Why?
She is a lot of the things that I'm not, and I think she really helps balance me out. She can keep me in check. She's a person that I trust unconditionally, and she'll give it to me the way she really sees it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I need that.
Right. How about professionally?
Professionally is that's a cool, because I've been really blessed in my lifetime. I think a lot of people will say their parents. I'm very thankful for the parents I have.
Yeah.
However, when I was a youngster, and I started working at City when I was 16 part-time, and I always think about a gentleman by the name of Carlos Guerrero.
Yeah.
He was a really solid person in my work life, and then I think you can put all of the Wettlaufer family into that next bunch of people. They believed in me. They allowed me to be who I was and who I am. They allowed me to make mistakes, and they believed in me. They invested in me, and all of them through a different phase of my career. And I'm internally and will be grateful to all of them for their belief in me and my ability and my talents. And along the way, I've had some really good mentors. But I think of my wife, and I think of the Wettlaufer family.
So how did you initially find City? And what made you decide to embark on a City journey?
I think it was in August of 1980. My mom worked at City. She worked on an 8-roll flat work ironer, and she folded shop all day. And I got a call from my mom over a break or a lunch period. I think it was on August 6th. Why don't you get on your bike? In those days, we used to ride a bike. So get on your bike, come down to the laundry. It's about 2 miles. Rode down the hill to the laundry, and I sat with Carlos Guerrero. And that same day, I was given a 5-gallon bucket of soap and water and a bag of rags, and I started on my knees scrubbing the floor. for city.
How was that? Was that what you were expecting when she gave you the call? I mean, what was running through your head when she called? Be like, oh, come down here. Let's try to get you a job here. Yeah.
I was 16 years old. I don't think I recall in regards to what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I just simply knew that day I would retire at City.
That's awesome. How'd you know that?
I don't know.
Just something in you clicked? Like,
I don't know.
This was a good place to be, or just kind of...
I don't know. I got a bucket of soap and water and a bag of rags, and I'm on my knees scrubbing the floor. I don't know if that was the moment where I go, I'm going to retire here, but I remember saying it to myself out loud.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, it's what happened.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. How was that one? Is that one tasty?
Oh, simple.
Yeah, easy?
Yeah, easy.
Catwalk right now?
Wow. Next one?
Next one. All right, so you recently just received a promotion as the Director of Service.
Sure.
Why do you think you were promoted into this role?
Because I asked for it.
Yeah?
I believe, why did I ask for it?
Yeah.
Because I thought it would be a fun new challenge, and I thought my experience and my level of enthusiasm, my knowledge, and I hate speaking about it because everything I've said is about me, but you asked about me.
I did.
I thought I could really contribute to making and taking the company, I thought about the whole service department, right? I thought about 3 stages of it. We have to fix it because I feel like it's broken.
Yeah.
So I felt like I knew how to fix the service department.
Yeah.
So I thought about that, and then I thought about we've got to maintain. So let's fix it, and then let's maintain it for a period of time.
Yep.
And then after that, let's figure out how to grow it and have fun.
Yep.
So I thought about it through those 3 stages. I thought, man, I'm qualified to do all 3 of those things in my own mind's eye. And so I was going to an exec meeting 2 months ago, and I did something I'd never done before. It was Wednesday night. I sat my wife down, and I said, I'm going to an exec meeting, and one of 3 things is going to happen tomorrow.
Yep.
I'm going to tell my exec teammates that I am going to continue to be the regional manager at City and oversee the Des Moines Depot, and I'll retire when I'm 65, but I'll withdraw myself from the exec team.
Great.
Second thing would be I'll continue to do what I'm doing now. I'll oversee Branch 2 out of Polk City. I'll continue to do special projects, and I'll continue to be on the exec team.
Yep.
Or the third thing is I should be the Director of Service for City.
Yeah.
And so I've never ever checked with my wife in regards to what I should do to make a career to provide for her and for our family, because quite frankly, we have a relationship where she trusts me. And I don't think I've done such a bad job with that for 31 years. So this was a time, though, where I checked in with her because it's just her and I now. And I knew there would be some traveling involved. So I wanted to get her input, and she said to me, well, I know you won't do 1. So it's either 2 or 3, and I think you know what you should do.
Yep.
And so Thursday I go into our exec meeting. It's my turn to present, and I presented just as I presented to you. And I believe that the team was pretty excited about it. Colin, I think he said something like, I'm really glad that you've decided you want to do this, because I wasn't going to ask you to do it, because whenever I ask you to do something, you say yes.
Yep.
So this is the time it came for me.
Yeah.
And holy shit, man, I am fired up about it.
All right, Mark. So earlier you walked past us a little bit, and you saw your dog, Boone.
I did.
So this segment, we pick a photo, and we have our guest explain it. So I know Boone means a whole lot to you. Kind of explain, what this photo means to you.
Well, Boone does mean a whole lot to me. Boone is a German wire hair pointer, and he can listen like no other. He listens better than my kids and my grandkids. So the thing I love most about Boone is that when I'm gone and traveling and I'm staying overnights, I know that he makes my wife feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And therefore he makes me feel a certain way. He listens incredibly well. He seems to think that on Saturday morning and Sunday morning, I don't know how the hell he does it, but he gets me up first, and we go on our walk. And the thing I love most about Boone is his eyes.
Yeah.
When he looks at you, he just melts you. And he's a cool dog.
Yeah.
So
You go hunting with him?
I've hunted with him twice.
Yeah.
I'd love probably to just take him out. I don't like to kill things anymore, so I don't hunt anymore.
Yeah.
But I'd love to take him out, just run him through a field and watch him go to point. And
Yeah.
So, no, I don't actually take a gun and hunt with him. No.
And you also mentioned that when you're gone and Boone's at home with your wife, it makes your wife feel some sort of way, and it makes you feel some sort of way. What is that way?
We call it safe.
Yeah.
I feel safe.
Yeah.
And he's devoted. He used to be my dog, and then COVID happened, and my wife stayed home and worked from home. And then anybody that knows anything about a wire hair knows that they pick one or two people, and that's who they pick.
Yeah.
And so now he's Denise's dog, and he doesn't seem to be her dog Saturday or Sunday morning. He seems to be my dog.
Yeah.
But he could win a photo shoot of any dog in the world. He's the best dog in the world.
Yeah.
So you're pretty fortunate to be talking to the owner of the best dog in the world today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That's good. So words like charge and tenacity are terms used to describe you by your team. Why do you think people have attributed those to you?
What would my team say about that if you asked them that?
Well, I'm asking you. Why do you think they would, why would they say, charge and tenacity describes Mark Ballo?
Well, I think I'm fairly predictable. I think I'm fairly consistent. I don't ask people to do something that I wouldn't do. Although as I get older, I think my expectations of others have changed. I think no one's entitled. I don't believe I've ever been entitled. But I just don't see what we do to make a living at City, any of us, as all that hard.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes somebody has to lead the way.
Yeah.
And so I think when leaders lead, they charge.
Yep.
And I also know there's other ways to lead.
Yep.
And my style is I'll go first. And then typically people will follow.
Yeah.
And that's my example of leadership. So I'm not, remember, my style is to be galvanizing and to execute. I can shoot sometimes before I aim,
Right.
and that's one of my not so great traits.
Right.
But if we decide to do something, we're going to do it. And I will find a way to go over, go around, go under, or go through. But I know this. We will find a way.
This one's called Meanwhile in Iowa.
Hmm.
I think this one's based out of Norwalk. So some of these are local hot sauce, like Iowa-based hot sauce companies.
Got it.
So, all right. So I have a would you rather question.
Great.
All right. Would you rather be a lion or a gazelle, and why?
Well, that's an easy answer. I think you always want to be the lion because the gazelle runs out of fear.
Yeah.
However, I think it doesn't matter which one you are, because when the sun comes up, you're either one or the other. But one thing they both have in common is you better hit the fucking ground running. And that's how I am.
Absolutely.
So I don't care which I am. It all depends if I'm hungry that day or I need exercise.
All right. So understanding your grit, determination, and dedication to executing orders and to City, how do you pass those traits to others?
It's a great question. I like the question, actually. I think you can do it really, it just comes down to communicating, right?
Yep.
And we communicate a lot of different ways. I try to live by example. So we can communicate through writing, we can communicate expectations, we can I will be this until I leave City, and probably be this until I I die is I will do it. And then I will expect it. And then I will hold people accountable. But my operating rhythm is always get on the I know ground, figure out is what I'm being told true. And now we know. And I much need to know when I manage people or processes or projects. And when I know, I'm able to make really good decisions. I really believe in making sure people understand the why we do what we do. Everybody tells people what to do, but I think very few people tell them why it's important to do what it is you're asking them to do. I think one of the most important parts of training, coaching, teaching, and supporting is follow-up. I think we get so busy in our day-to-day that we don't follow up strong with people. And therefore the habits get developed that may not be the habits that we're looking to develop. And I don't even know if I answered your question.
I think it sounded great.
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah. Is the heat getting to you a little bit?
I can see it's getting to you.
No. Can we get it? His head looks a little moist.
I'm sorry, I'll probably be the first one that doesn't fall off the chair in Zach's deal, but it'll be okay.
Hey, I'm looking forward to these next 2 wings.
When does the hot start?
Right now.
All right.
This one's called Extreme Regret.
All right.
All right, so remind me at what age you started at City?
16, part-time.
16 part-time. So tell me that moment until now. What switched in your brain that thought, maybe I want to make City my life?
I don't know. I don't know if I can answer that. I've just always been it. I've had a lot of people in my inner circle say to me that I am City.
Yeah.
And
going for the Diet Pepsi.
No, I dropped my napkin. I
dang
apologize. So I've just never been a different way. So I guess I can't answer your question.
I mean, there's got to be something that you're just kind of like, I kind of like what I do. I kind of like the people I work with. There's nothing that you can even recall that you're kind of like, this is kind of a cool gig I have, then I don't see myself doing anything else.
I don't recall a defining moment. Sorry.
No defining moment.
No.
It's just always been in you.
The first day I went to City, I knew I would retire there.
Yeah.
And I don't remember why I knew that.
Yeah.
But I knew that.
You knew from that time. That's cool. That's
what really I think is cool about City, and I'm a perfect example, and my philosophy was always to work really hard. I think it's one of the pillars of City's 4 pillars, and the foundation is hard work. I was always rewarded well for working hard. I was always recognized for working hard. I was blessed with a bunch of common sense.
Yeah.
And then I did what I said I was going to do.
Yeah.
And it just always worked out really well for me.
Yep.
So.
All right. Well, Mark, we've reached the final wing. How are we doing? Talk me through your emotions. What's going on with, inside here? Down, is it hot?
My lips are on fire. That's about it.
Yeah. Does it hurt to kind of breathe a little bit? How are your teeth
Not at all.
feeling?
Listen, maybe there's a lot of static in here and a lot of stuff. I said my lips are burning.
Good. Yeah, we didn't quite catch that on
all
the
right.
mic. Yeah. Okay. Wing 10. Here we go. I want to warn you. This is between me and you and the viewers. Be careful with this one.
This is the bad one?
This is the bad one.
Go ahead.
Well, you go ahead.
See, one of the things, your challenge has been awesome.
Yeah.
All right? And I'm really grateful to be a guest on your show today.
Mm-hmm.
But 43 years has its privileges.
Yeah.
I'm not going to eat the last one.
Will you smell it for me?
Sure.
Okay. Smell it.
Huh?
You wanna waft it?
Do what?
Waft it?
I don't know what that means.
It means like it's not quite. You can't quite get it. Oh boy, easy. Oh boy. Okay. That's probably enough. So throughout your career, you've worked with 3 different city presidents, and you've won the Founders Award. That is in honor of Herbert Wetlaufer. Can you share what it means to you to have worked so closely with the Wetlaufer family all these years?
So understand one thing about me. I'm not a fucking quitter. And I don't know who could eat 9 wings and not do the last one.
Absolutely. I love it.
All right?
You're the freaking man. You said you weren't the man earlier, but you're the man.
Nobody
I want
quits.
you to know that.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'm not sure you're qualified to tell me if I'm the man or not.
Fair.
All right? I'm not sure I'm qualified. Who's qualified to say who is who?
Who's to say, right?
Yeah, bud.
Yeah.
Can you ask the question again?
Absolutely, I can. So you've worked with 3 generations of wet loffers. You've also won the Founders Award that was in honor of Herbert Wetlaufer.
Okay.
Can you share what it means to you to have worked so closely with the Wetlaufer family all these years?
I can.
Yeah.
The Wetlaufer family is not the Wetlaufer family when I think about all of it and just boil it all down. They're my family.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that they trust me.
Yeah.
They care about me, and I feel exactly the same for them.
Yep.
I think we can talk about it till we're all blue in the face, but I think what's really cool is my experience with them and their experience through me has been lived out. It's not been words, it's been actions.
Yep.
So I'm eternally grateful for all of that.
Absolutely. How we feeling?
Hot.
Hot?
Hmm?
You're doing a hell of a job, and I would expect nothing else from
Attaboy.
Mr. Mark Ballo.
Leadership is hard, Zach.
It is, but you do it well.
All right.
All right, so with that, guys, Mark, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
You got
Thanks
it.
for sticking with me and everything like that. We've been looking forward to this episode for a very long time, so I want to thank you and thank everybody else for tuning in. If you guys like that, please like and subscribe to our link down below, and that was The Wash with Mark Ballo. So thanks, everybody.
Peace out. I'm not a fucking quitter.